I know my hair looks crusty, but we're just gonna ignore it. So, sup. I miss Sky Zone because I work there. I have not been able to work the last 2 months because Miss Rona decided to enter the chat. Here I am, not working, and that's like where I spend 90% of my time when I am home from college. So I just kind of don't know what to do with myself at this point. I have nothing to do with all this overflowing knowledge that I have about Sky Zone because I haven't been able to apply it. So I thought I'd do a video about what it's actually like to work at Sky Zone. So I have worked at Sky Zone for over a year now. I started in March 2019. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to talk about each position individually. I'll just give you a description of what you do, how much I like it, and give it a rating out of 10. And then after I'm done with that, I'll just give all the pros and cons that I could think of off the top of my head. So I'm just gonna start with some random facts. If I'm looking down, like I said. So to start, some general facts across the board. You will end up cleaning. This is gonna sound so stupid and so uneducated and just sound like I never leave my house, but I never noticed just how disgusting public bathrooms get. Like, I sound like I never leave my house saying that, but hear me out. Until I started cleaning public restrooms, I didn't realize how much mess was created in there. Seen poop on the floor, clogged toilets, blood. One time I found a diaper wrapped up in that like dispenser thing on the side of the stall in the women's restroom. That's not what that's for. You'll sweep the lobby, vacuum the carpets up by the trampolines, clean the tables. It's just really basic stuff. Probably seen this anywhere where there's like employees, but everyone wears one of those mic packs with the earpiece and the walkie-talkie, like we're all secret agents. We basically just use the mics to get a hold of the managers if we need them. If there's an injury, I need like an ice pack or an ambulance. Okay, just another thing. This doesn't have anything to do with like a position. Like, I can never predict when Sky Zone is going to be busy. Like, when I first started working there, I was like, oh yes, summer is going to be so busy because all of the kids are out of school. Like, what else are they gonna do? They're gonna come to Sky Zone. No, actually, we are way busier during the school year than we are in the summertime, which totally blew my mind. Summer is so slow. Glow nights in the winter? Hell. Straight hell trying to work that. The glow night is ages 8 and up. So you get that crowd of like 5th and 6th graders. Some of them are pretty nice and chill, and then there's other kids who just like run around screaming profanities, trying to fight me. I've had kids try to not physically fight me, but like argue me, and parents during glow night. Glow night's interesting. When you're on the courts, it sucks. Down at the concession stand though, it's like kind of chill. You know how I'm feeling inside. Yeah. For our first position we will be talking about, probably the one I am most educated on, is cashier. It's basically what you'd expect being a cashier to be. If you're working at Sky Zone, I imagine you've been to a Sky Zone before, so you know what the front desk process is like. Although, I did learn a little bit about cooking. Clearly nothing that I can like use at home because I don't have a big pizza oven or like pretzels to make myself. However, I learned how to make pizza, learned how to make chicken nugs and fries, I learned how to make soft pretzels, and I know how to fix the cheese machine. That cheese machine is a gift from Satan. I hate that cheese machine. The slushie machines are fun. I have made multiple slushies in my day. One of the best parts I have to say about being a cashier, I have tested all of the drink combinations at Sky Zone. If you're wondering, Pepsi and lemonade actually taste really good together, and so does Sprite and raspberry tea. Also, I can make a mean rainbow slushie. You'll never go hungry. Like, you'll eat the entire concession stand. You'll probably end up doing dishes. So for cashier overall, I'd give it about a 8.5 out of 10. I've dealt with some pretty crappy parents sometimes, but I can honestly say that I've never hated coming into work when it's a cashier shift. Court monitor is a different story. All right, so next I will be talking about the wonderful position of court monitor. Where do I begin about being a court monitor? In a way, it's kind of the easiest job in the world. Basically you stare at a wall for 6 hours and get paid for it. That's basically it. You're kind of like a lifeguard at a pool in a way, except it's trampolines and a bunch of kids that don't want to follow the rules. So basically there's gonna be like 1 or 2 court monitors on each court, and each court kind of has its own like special rules. You will have every intercom announcement memorized probably by the end of your 2nd week working there. You have nothing better to do but listen to those damn announcements. They will play the same 5 songs on repeat, and then you will once again hear for the 10th time in your shift.
Nice, Sky Socks. Yeah, you and the Sky Socks, I'm talking to you. Listen, we want to share these important rules with you to fly safe.
Only 1 person allowed on each trampoline except while playing dodgeball. We separate jumpers by age and size. Make sure to stay within your designated area. Don't attempt more than 2 flips in a row and keep flips to a single rotation. Beware of your surroundings. Stay within your ability. Perform tricks at your own risk and never land on your head or neck. And lastly, please walk at all times in the park.
Thanks for listening. Have fun. Fly safe.
Announcements like those, you'll have that entire monologue just ingrained in your head. Yeah, as painful as it is to just sit there and watch kids have fun for 7 hours, it's actually not that bad sometimes. Like when it is packed, it does kind of keep you on your toes, so it gives you more of something to do. And you'll also be able to befriend the regulars that come in all the time, which is so much fun, actually. And it really does just help pass the time. And even if it's not the regulars, if the kids come up and start talking to you, have fun with it. I made friends with like a 4-year-old one time talking about Toy Story. Some of my friends are friends with the regulars that come in, and they have like fist bumps with them and stuff like that. It's a fun time, I swear. If the parents want to talk to you, talk to the parents. Because you also need to do this thing called delivering wow, which I like know what it is when it happens, but it's hard to explain. Be nice to the customers, and sometimes go a little bit above nice to the customers, and maybe they'll leave a good review about you. And then you get this little pin. It's a wow pin. I've never gotten one of those wow pins. But I've done a lot of wow in my day, but it was mostly just with the kids who don't know that you can go write reviews about people. I made a TikTok with some customers one time, and I can't find the video anywhere. I hosted their birthday party later. I know a lot of people that are friends with like the kid regulars that come in, but I've also become friends with some of the parent regulars. There were these 2 kids that kept coming in last summer. They came in probably every single day. I think they came with their grandma, and she would always come over to me and give me a hug and like ask me how I was, and we'd talk for a hot second. She was the sweetest lady ever. Basically, don't be afraid to be social because you're working in an environment that's like built around being fun. You gotta kind of just let it happen and join in the fun. Like I said, it sucks to stare at a wall for 7 hours, but occasionally if you look over and you talk to a kid, it's not that bad. But another thing is that like, while it's fun to be friends with the kids, you are the adult supervision, which is such a weird thing to say and think about when you're 16, but you are hired to make sure these kids don't die. So don't let one of them die on your watch. I mean, obviously you can't prevent a kid's foot from breaking right before it happens if they're following the rules, but like double bouncing, don't let it happen, don't let kids run around. It's just basic like rule stuff. Like I said before, Sky Zone glow nights are fun for the kids, hell for the employees, especially if you're a court monitor. Like, the rush of people that come in, you have to check them in, like that sucks as a cashier, but actually dealing with the kids up on the courts. And in the wintertime, there's nearly 200 kids always at Sky Zone for glow night, and it's awful. I worked main court one time during glow night. It was the New Year's Eve. I got stuck working glow night on main court, and I swear I almost had an aneurysm. The amount of kids I had to try to just maintain. Ooh. And then I had kids that tried to fight me, like I said they do. Like a known thing if you come to glow night. Thing is, we turn off all the lights, put on black lights, and everyone wears neon or white so that you can glow and everybody can see you. Well, sometimes kids will have the bright idea of coming and wearing all black. So one time this kid was with a bunch of other punk kids, and the kid didn't give me grief, it was his friends. And I was like, hey buddy, you can't wear all black. Like, you need to go get a glow shirt down at the front desk. And he said, okay, and was about to go on his merry way. And then his friends were like, whoa, no, the manager said he could wear that. And I said, I think I've said as much as I can say about Court Monitor. It's chaotic, and you'll get bored. So bored. So, out of 10, Court Monitor, I'm gonna have to give it a solid 6, because I hate working Court Monitor. I have the attention span of a squirrel. It's not good for me, especially if I get stuck with Dodgeball. Dodgeball sucks. I know people that love doing Dodgeball. It's so much fun for them. I personally hate Dodgeball. So finally, we're gonna talk about party host. So once upon a time, I used to hate party hosting, solely because I got really anxious and so worried about like what everyone in the party was thinking about me, because I know that parents pay a lot of money for those parties, and I was so scared of screwing it up. It's just like, shit, what if I do something wrong? What if the parents go off on me and I get fired or something? Like, I had so much nerves built up working parties that I hated it. And I would come in for a cashier shift, and my manager would be like,
Hey, Kenzie, you're working a party today.
and I'd be like, why would you do that? I hate party hosting. So I actually really like party hosting now. It's just one of those things that takes a while to get good at least for me it was. One of the biggest things I would say about being a party host is energy, personality, and have a thing. At least if you want to get a tip, and maybe even a good review online, and maybe even a wow pin. This comes back to the whole like talking to the kids and talking to the parents. The way parties work is they jump for an hour and a half and then they come down and eat food. And usually they're still bouncing off the walls, but you just gotta keep that up for another 45 minutes. So usually when the kids come in, I'll just be like, hey guys, take a seat. I jump into full college orientation leader energy for every birthday party that I do, but the kids are 8 and they love it. So yeah, keep conversations with the kids, talk to them about stuff. If there's like a themed birthday party, like I think there was a Yankees birthday party I worked one time. There was multiple Frozen parties, which is great because Frozen is my movie. Like say what you want about the other movies being better because Frozen is overhyped or whatever you think. Frozen's my favorite movie, and you know what? It gets me hella tips at parties, and I know all the references. So, like, one of my things is on the back of my name tag, I have a SpongeBob sticker. And the kids will be like, oh my god, is that a SpongeBob sticker? And then I'll talk to them about SpongeBob. And then also I'll have the kids sing happy birthday in a funny way. Like I'll say, okay guys, on the count of 3, sing it as loud as you possibly can. Or if one of the kids points out the SpongeBob stickers, I'll be like, okay guys, pinch your nose like this and sing like Squidward, or something stupid like that. But the little kids eat it up. They love it. The parents love it. And notice how I keep bringing up the parents loving it and being happy. While it is important that the kids are having a good time, it is even more important that the parents are having an even better time. Have good communication with the parents. Usually the mom or dad will come in to the party room like 15 minutes or so before the party starts. So talk to them, introduce yourself, tell them how it's gonna go down, ask them if they have any like important plans. I know this one mom one time had a big cake and then she had another like store-bought piece of cake special for this other kid who had a birthday that was like the same day. So I was like, hey, I noticed there's another piece of cake. And she's like, oh yeah, that's for this other kid. His birthday is like a day later or something. So I thought I'd like get him a piece of cake special for him too. But most importantly, the parents are the ones paying for the party and they are the ones giving you a tip. So if you don't deliver this wow, they're not gonna give you a tip. But also a tip is never guaranteed with a party, which sucks to say, but you don't always get a tip with a party. I remember there was one party that I worked with a bunch of rambunctious like 6, 7, 8-year-olds, and I somehow kept them under control. I literally cut up one of the kids' pizzas into squares for him, and the parents just kept praising me about, oh my gosh, you're doing so well with these kids, you're an angel, you're a saint, like I don't know how you're doing this. Like not just the party mom, like all of the moms. then I didn't get a tip, but it's never guaranteed. So, yeah. And that's basically it about being a party host. My rating out of 10 as a party host is probably like a 9.5. I love working birthday parties. Like I said, I used to hate it, but now I love it because usually the kids that come in for birthday parties are so much fun. They have energy. I've played pirate, I've played princess. I've had kids give me hugs, which I don't think is like allowed to happen, but it happens. So party hosting, solid 9.5 out of 10. As we wind down here, I'm going to start giving my list of pros and cons. This will include perks that you get with working at Sky Zone. When you work at Sky Zone, when you are employed by Sky Zone Trampoline Park, you get to jump for free anytime you want, which I abuse all the time. I come in when I am off the clock a lot. I wouldn't say I come in like every day, but I come in and I visit my friends a lot. I hang out in the office with the managers, like, it's chill. That's just basically my second home, and I go there all the time. Also, on that note of jumping for free, your friends and family also get half off. You get half off of the food at concession stand. So you hang out somewhere for free, you get a slice of pizza for $1 instead of $2.50. It's a nice deal. You get a slushie for $1. I think it's $1. I don't really have many complaints about my managers. I know this is kind of like it varies from location to location sort of thing. My location, my managers are pretty cool. Overall, I think the biggest pro and my favorite thing about working at Sky Zone is just the environment you're in. Like, yeah, you might stare at a wall for 8 hours, but at least you're surrounded by like orange. You're wearing an orange traffic cone colored t-shirt, you know? There's kids jumping all around, and they might try to like joke around with you. That's fun. You might overeat everything, but that's okay because you're happy in the moment when you're eating that slice of pizza for the 5th time today. And also, it's really nice the people you work with. I have made so many close friends just from working at Sky Zone. One of the things my managers do is they have Sunday night employee dodgeball. So every Sunday after close, we all go over to Sky Zone and we play dodgeball. There were a couple times we played hide and seek, and I wish we'd play hide and seek again, but we don't. We all just kind of vibe with each other. It's a fun time. I like my coworkers, which I know a lot of people can't say. There are cons to working at Sky Zone. Shocker, I know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and state the totally obvious one. Pay. Pay is not that good at Sky Zone. You start off around like barely above minimum wage. And you know, it was my first job ever, so I wasn't about to ask for like, I don't know, $10. I was like, yeah, cool, you're gonna pay me? That's something new that I've never had before, so I will take all of the money. So yeah, you can ask for a raise. I was just always stupid. Like, I was cross-trained in 3 positions, and I literally didn't ask until right before Rona hit if I could get a raise. So court monitor shifts are anywhere between, I think, 4, 5 to 8 hours. Like, it's a long shift for what you do. So yeah, and then cashier shifts are like between 3 and 5 hours, which feels incredibly short for the amount of stuff you would end up doing during a cashier shift. I would just rather work a long cashier shift than a long court monitor shift. Party host shifts, it kind of just depends on the day, how many birthday parties there are. I once had like a 5 or 6 hour party shift, and I had back-to-back birthday parties. Like, I never got a break. I know people who came in and worked like a 2-hour birthday party shift. One of the biggest cons, I would say, you know, you're always gonna get those really annoying people no matter where you work. It's nice that the parents come up and like help keep track of their child, but sometimes, no matter if the parent's like super sweet or kind of mean, it always just feels awkward as an 18-year-old telling a 30-something-year-old that they can't do something. You're just kind of like, hey, you can't do that. But there are parents who are incredibly cocky and think that they know more than the court monitors who work there. And this is no way bashing parents that come into Sky Zone, because 8 times out of 10, the parents are always super cool, super chill, but it's just whenever you have to tell a 40-something-year-old, 30-something-year-old, hey, don't do that, and then they're just like, I'm an adult, I can do whatever I want. No, honey. All right, so I think I am all knowledged out of Sky Zone information. I miss that place, and I miss my friends. That's it, really. Hopefully this will all be over soon. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe. Did you like it yet? Did you like it? I don't think you liked it yet. You should like it. And I will see you guys whenever my next video comes. And this should be fun. So, see you guys later. Bree, where do you work?
Sky Zone Trampoline Park. Have fun. Fly safe.
What's up, Noah?
Hey. Dare to play dodgeball again. Phones in the pit. Pansy. Pick a ball! Come on! Catch one! Catch one!
Better! What'd you like to say to Yetta? Tyler!
No one even like. Yes, they do.